What is this from? Periscope?
This is for YouTube.
Oh, okay.
So across from that way is Nikola Pang from California, a very talented calligrapher. And this way is Pier Gustafson, your host. And we're looking through this array of Swan pens that I have in my collection, and they're in my collection for some reason. And I haven't tried these pens in many years, so we're trying them out today. So I'm gonna scribble something, and Nick will scribble something. And first of all, this is a pen that Nick won't like, but he's gonna try it out anyway. And we're using 60-year-old, 70-year-old, 80-year-old Carter ink, which is a little bit faded.
You're right. I do not like this.
You do not like this pen.
Yeah.
Green eggs and ham.
Yeah.
Okay, try this one. Now, this reason that this is in my collection is this little bulldog of a pen. I'll just take them. I mean, it's a short, stubby pen, really stiff nib, but it's, again, a bulldog. And it's that would be a pen that would belong in Otto's collection because of its weird proportion.
It does not want to go.
I think this ink is not cooperating. Come on, why aren't you working? Okay. This clip on this pen reminds me of I don't know what it reminds me of, a big old tongue.
This is such a weird pen.
Isn't that funny?
It's so small.
It's so small and squat and fat.
Yeah.
It's like
cute.
But it's...
No, this is one of those crazy, awesome overfeeds. These are great.
And it's a nice stub of some sort. Swan pens have beautiful nibs, but the ones in my collection are not necessarily all flexible. Like this is another stub on this one. This doesn't have a cap. Nick will like pens without caps because he doesn't post them. Well, Nick
is really nice.
When Nick is playing with that one, this is this is called a trench pen, and this would hold the little cartridge of dried ink, which you'd plop in the barrel and fill it with water out of the puddle in the trenches. You just have to push the dead soldier aside to get your water, but there's no nib in it, so ignore that one. No nib there. It's sort of a stub, metallic in it. Swan made these overfeeds where sometimes it's like this one, it only goes over. Sometimes they were over and under. It was all an attempt to make it work and get around a patent and things like that.
It has no underfeed.
No underfeed. No, it's an overfeed. So they're all. There's no nib in that one. Boy, I need lots of nibs here.
That might be where that pile of nibs in the middle of that tray comes in.
Oh, maybe.
I don't know. Like, is it the ink that's not?
It may be the ink.
That's being stupid.
The ink might be stupid because this is watered down ink, and these pens have not seen the light of day in a long, long time. So, God, these are nice. There's something I love pens like this one. These are Swan eyedrop fill pens, screw section, and it's this is like no clip, no fancy trim, no nothing. It's like
just a pen.
What a
It's just a
what,
pen
what
boiled
a
down to.
what a machinist would make in their spare time in their basement. You know, who needs a clip? I never go outside. Here is a overfeed and underfeed. It has a gold thing on top, which helps keep a huge supply of ink at the nib where you need it. And it's all an attempt to, again, make sure it's fed. You see the difference between how Nick and I calligraph.
I am.
He's-
He's writing so away from myself here. It feels really strange, but the accuracy. Of
Yeah,
this
for
is
the
awful.
camera here, where Nick's arm is a lot further than he normally would be. So don't judge us on our abilities by what we're showing you here.
That's a nice one, huh?
You're gonna like that one.
Yeah, I know this.
You're out of the camera now. Back right there. There's something too. I mean, this one you have to
Yeah, this is a
post. This
great
one you
one.
can't not post. This little one you were just
This is
using.
a fantastic one. Yeah, this is a great one. Yeah, this is very much like what Rob Morrison showed me. Over under feed, awesome nib. Postings for pussies.
Postings. Well, how did you write with that short pen? You needed to post that, didn't
Yeah,
you?
okay, yeah, we're tiny pens, you gotta post, but full size pens, no posting.
Another stub for you.
This is nice.
Oh, you're gonna like this one.
This is a nice pen. It's so funny how we're rehydrating it and you can tell what ink was last used.
That one you're gonna wake up in the middle of the night and sneak that into your suitcase. No, you would never do that, but
No,
you'll want to do that. You'll think about doing
Think
that.
about it. Yeah, okay, yeah. I can see why you'd say that. Yeah, that's a nice.
It's really springy and really sharp.
Yeah.
This is a stub. Nick is going. We're
That's
going.
a nice one.
We're not doing anything. We're not doing these in any order other than from left to right. And you know, these again are pens that I have not used in a long, long time. Oops. Some of them I'm not bothering to show Nick because they're not. I mean, they're fine. They're perfectly fine, but they're not extraordinary. So, because I don't want to run out of battery power. Here's another over and under feed. Oh, God. Jesus.
That sounds nice. These over under feed pens, I've had so few of them to actually try out. So this is a real, yeah, this is a great, I like this one better than that.
That other one that you
other
liked. The other one you were going to steal from me in the middle of the night.
Yeah, this one, the other one you said I'd think about. This one I might actually.
You might actually do it. So if you provide me with a nice glass of water or glass of milk, I should give it to the cat first. Kitty. And when the cat conks out, I'll know.
Just spike it with Viagra.
Yeah. What's this? An erection? I haven't had one of those in a long time. Well, you spike it with Viagra, and I get an erection, Mr. Peng. You better watch out.
Oh boy.
There's another over and under feed. We're still dealing with
And this is very nice.
with eyedrop fill pens, which are at one end of my tray.
That's a really nice one.
Okay, I'm giving you more paper because we're running out. Again, up here.
You can just flip it to the other
Well,
side.
I know, but it's easier to do this. I can flip them later. I think this is the one you just tried. Do you have the cap for one of these? No.
Is it posted?
No. I mean, some of these are missing caps, so.
This is really nice. A lot of these with the over-under feeds. That overfeed is such a nightmare, though. You can
This is a large size, again, eyedrop fill pen. Nice. It's going to be too common for you, but it'll be. I think you'll like the girth of it.
No, that's great actually. Because I don't mind that with the hard rubber pens because they're actually quite light.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's missing a thing. Got another over and under feed. Look at all of these I have.
Yeah, this one's really nice. So, big girthy pen. Yeah, I can safely say that within the first...
Oh God.
What?
Oh, well, look what just happened.
That's great.
Yeah, this is an amazing.
Outstanding one. Yeah.
This is similar to the nib I sold to Ted, except it's not as springy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it doesn't snap back. This one seems a little lazy, but it's very flexible. It's a wet noodle. It's the wettest noodle of the bunch, which makes it wet noodles to me. Sometimes, if they're really wet, they're hard to control. I want to have pushback. I want to have just move. Just use this. Oh, sorry.
And move it over. I'm just afraid that it'll spill it into your tray, which would be
a disaster.
That's not what anybody wants.
My moths are attacking Nikola. Well, there you go.
Yeah, that's really nice.
Big boy. Yeah.
That's really nice.
This is I believe a secretary pen.
Yeah, this has got to be the nicest nib that we've tried so far.
And as you can see, it looks like it's very long and slender.
More importantly, it actually keeps up.
Oh. It's really a sweet pen.
Yeah.
And in your hand, it looks good. That's a nib that John Corwin would want.
Yeah.
He likes those wet noodles with his balloon. John Corwin is a man that loves wet noodle pens, and Nikola was wondering about his salesmanship because he values correctly these nibs that he loves, which are these wet noodle nibs, and he charges hundreds of dollars for pens that have these nibs, which are it's a perfectly good price and everything. But he always comes to a pen show, and his table has a helium balloon that says Flexies, and Nikola felt that was too childish for. Well,
I get why.
And now,
I mean,
but I had to say, he's so playful. He's such
he's a really nice guy.
He has a childlike joy in these
I like
pens.
John a lot.
But I had to sort of remind him of that. Now, John Corwin, I hope John Corwin doesn't mind me about this. Whenever I sell John Corwin a pen, I say, "Oh, I feel so sorry for this pen because it will never, ever, ever write a lowercase e ever again. And he said, why? And I said, John, look at that piece of paper on your desk. Look at that one. Look at that one. And all he writes is his name, JOHNCORWIN. There's no E anywhere near it. And he laughed and thought that was funny. I'm sure he
Yeah,
writes.
this is a fantastic pen.
Yeah.
This is an
That's like a
amazing-
dip pen. That's the closest to a dip pen nib.
It's actually
as I have.
better than a lot of dip nibs, even from because its ability to keep up. And
Now look at that pen. That's the long taper.
what the heck? It's like a desk pen that
Yeah.
you just put a cover onto.
Here's another stub. That's sort of an italic-y nib there. Here's another one of those tongue clips. Nick loves drawing the wings of derpicorn birds.
Yeah.
And I, as many of you know, my viewers know, I draw roadkill birds. They're splattered and
This is a nice pen. This is kind of great. I love how light it feels in the hand.
Yeah,
a lot of these.
This might be a stenographer's pen.
Yeah.
Designed for someone that has. It doesn't fit in my pen tray though. Okay, that's just a standard nib. Another over under. This might sound scratchy. It might have iridium that needs to be fussed with. It's a very prickly, sharp.
I think I'm probably off the camera at this point.
No?
No.
Well,
Still
no.
on it.
Oh, review. This
I
is
understand how people can do that with a posted cap. Balance is so off.
this nib that I'm about to give Nick looks like it might have a crack coming out of the breather hole, which is why it writes the way it does.
This is a nice one.
Is there a,
This is a gigantic
is there
stub.
is there that's going to write like that Waterman that I showed you.
Yeah.
Is there a crack there or not? I can't tell. It's
No, it looks okay. Looks alright. This is really nice. Very sharp on the corners.
see, I made a line like this, Nick.
I'm not trying to flex it very hard.
No.
I don't think that like
It may seem flimsy. I mean, it can do that, but it does it quickly.
yeah.
It,
Let's see.
just move it this way a little tiny bit. There we go. Orca wanted to come up and join us, but he can't. He knows that there's delicate instruments up here.
Now, one of the things I've noticed with a lot of the stubs is that they don't like to snap back very quickly. They're perhaps an architectural thing. They just feel kind of floppy, but
Well, that particular nib seems floppy to me.
yeah.
There's so many different, I mean, I love pens for so many different reasons. Sometimes I really want them to fight back, and other times I want them to just give in. and I'm inconsistent in that way. I don't have a set desire.
This thing eats up like a boatload of ink, though.
No. These two are similar. One, I think, is an overfeed.
This is nice. I don't know if it's just because it's not keeping up, but there we go.
I'm being a little selective here. Pens that have nibs that are good but not extraordinary, I'm keeping. I'm just putting back in, I'm not letting you try them.
God damn it, moths. Just get the fuck out of here.
Kitty, get those moths.
Work is way too
There's not
way
enough,
too apathetic.
not enough meat on those.
This is a very attractive pen.
Oh.
Almost, yeah. See, this is what pansy panels want to be really badly, but just fail at. They're not pretty. This is gorgeous. Deep engraving, too.
This is a solid gold swan that was given to me by one of my customers at the restaurant at the MFA when I was a waiter. They saw me using a fountain pen, and they came in the next week, and this guy gave it to me.
This is very nice. This is a very nice nib in there. I think I just like it because the pattern on it is really great, too.
That's the solid gold one.
This is stupidly heavy. This is stupidly heavy, but it feels so substantial because of that.
Yeah.
And yet, it's probably one of the most fragile ones because of the gold. Yeah, this is nice. It's so interesting. I've never seen that before.
That little cartouche.
Yeah.
Whenever I see a pen like this is a huge, I don't know if it's a number 8 size,
It's a big nib.
but it has this little fine, stiff accountant nib. I once saw a black giant that had an accountant nib on it, and it seems like, oh my God, what a waste of gold.
Oof.
Yeah, that's scratchy. It's probably
very scratchy.
but it's very, very fine.
It's very fine.
And I can.
I would bet that this was meant for just like an EF thing.
I like that one.
Yeah. I don't think I've tried this one yet.
No, you haven't.
Oh, interesting. The breather holes are so small on these guys.
This is very sweet. One of the things about swan pens that I like is their threaded
This is
caps.
nice. Yeah.
It's like you have to unscrew them about 3 more times than you think you need to, which is sort of neat.
This is so funny. This absolutely reminds me of just like a dual fold.
But
Yeah, well, that's
just
a great
a
nib.
prickly nib. Oh, you're going to like this nib.
No, that's a great nib.
This one I like because of the
Yeah, that's a great
sterling or
Pretty
or
good.
gunmetal or some fine silver band someone
That
put
looks
over
like
it.
it might be coin silver.
Coin
It's
silver.
like that.
Yeah, but
that
it's
dark.
it's a homemade repair,
Yeah,
and I love pens that have homemade.
that's a really good repair, man. Like somebody got that to fit
Yeah,
just completely flush on there. Yeah, a lot of these have these just kind of like,
oh, this doesn't belong in here. Greishaber. Trying to pretend it's a.
I do like
Swan.
Greishabers. Those are nice. Those guys don't seem to have really, they didn't survive long into the fountain pen age, huh?
No.
Yeah.
Uh oh, we're running out of. That's a Greishaber, so that doesn't belong in our Swan review.
They were jewelers or something, yeah? They always have
Oh.
these like quite ornate bands. A lot of them do, it seems.
No. You have to move up here again.
I think I should plop down on it, wet ink and all.
Yeah. He'll clean himself and he'll say, strawberry. A little stub. I have this pen on a hard rubber watch chain. Hard rubber links and gold links. Isn't that nice? Get a picture.
Clearly, there's one structure that I've practiced a lot more than others. I don't know why I like drawing with these wing things more than...
I also like, I mean, this is like this engraving and this little gold chain and everything. This looks like it belongs on a Russian monk's
Yeah,
outfit.
it's like a rosary.
Yeah, and the sort of clumsiness of the lettering makes me think of Russian Cyrillic or
funny.
something.
Whose lettering does this kind of remind me of? It kind of reminds me of like Crumb's, like
Yeah, our
comics
Crumb.
letter. Yeah,
Yeah.
our Crumb's letterings.
This
yeah.
is a pen that he's gonna
It's
love. There's another thing I like about these Swan pens. They made a lot of long, slender pens, and this pen has a yummy nib on it.
This has to be posted, but there's a chain.
No, sorry about that.
It's all good. This is really funny though.
Try that one. You're gonna like that nib. Oh, you're gonna like this nib too. See, I remember this is SN. I know that this has
Man, this is a nice fine nib. Barely any pressure it creates that.
But-
so.
but apply pressure, and you can get a line that's this thick.
Wow.
There you go.
Yeah. Very nice snappiness too.
Maybe Todd is the company that made Swan pens, and they made a lot of dip pen nibs. Parker I don't think ever did. Schaefer never did. But maybe Todd did before they went into the fountain pen. That's a stub you'll like.
Still playing with this.
Yeah.
This is good. This is very snappy too.
Snappy is what we describe. It goes, to go from 0 to 60 is easy. From going to 60 to 0 is what is the snappiness. This is another one that's very snappy. Try that one next, and then the stub.
I don't know why I'm writing 1-2 buckle my shoe, but that's what I got. That's what.
3, 4, shut the door.
That one's sweet. That one's really nice.
That one.
Oh, for a second there. Yeah, this one has to be posted. All right. This is nice. It's not as interesting as the other one, but it's a very good pen. God, I just cannot stand the weight. And it's so interesting how just that little bit of metal for the clip makes a huge difference for how it feels.
Because it hits your hand, or?
No, it's just that like when I lift, I feel like when I lift, it feels like there's just like extra weight coming off of it, so it comes off faster or something. I don't know. It might just be my imagination.
I think it's your imagination.
Yeah,
I think if we blindfolded you.
I feel like I would know, but
What is wrong with this one? Why isn't this? Oh, there's a nib in there. It fell out of the pen. How did that happen? The nib fell out of the pen, was in the inner cap. Here I'm trying to screw it down.
seems like
The nibs I'm leaving in the tray are uninteresting. They also made some very firm nibs, and the firm nibs I'm not even bothering with. And we're getting down to the 31 minutes anyway, so I think that's enough.
we went through a lot of ink actually, dipping these.
This is pretty nice. This is the one that you just tried. Did you
Yeah.
like it or not?
Yeah, it's nice. It's kind of nothing really particularly.
Again, I'm pressing down a lot harder than
Yeah.
you are, so that's a nice stub on that one.
Yeah, this is nice. I really like flexi stubs. They give the broad pen lettering quite a bit of life.
Yeah. Cool. Well, thank you, Nikola, for helping me out in going down memory lane. I should go through this again and decide which pens I can sell so I can pay my bills. But chances are I'm going to have more pens at the end of the pen show than I had when I started. But knowing me, I'm often my best customer. I'll have pens completely all ready to go, and I'll show it to a customer, and they'll try it out, and I'll say, "Oh my God, please put it down! Please put it down! Please don't take it! Don't ask! Don't buy it from me!" And they put it down, and I put it in my pocket.
I've seen you do that.
And just because I can't say goodbye to it yet, I guess, or it's a pen that I might not have even written with very much, but I see them.
There were like 3 or 4 pens in there that were really outstanding.
Oh.
This one was one. That one that was really noodly was amazing.
Yeah. See you later. Bye bye. Say goodbye, Nick.
So long, everybody.